July real estate sales were 35% below the 10-year average for the month. Hey everybody, Jonathan Lerner here from the Vancouver Life Real Estate Group and eXp Realty, and the July real estate market stats are in, and it is time to share those with you, how that impacts you and where it looks like the real estate market is going and what my predictions are moving forward for the coming months and the rest of the year. All right, everybody, let's dive right in. So sales cracked down below 2,000 sales for the month, which is extremely low, and as I said, 35% below the 10-year average for the month. It is 43% below July sales of last year and 23% down just from the month prior of June. All right, our new listings added to market were just under 4,000, and that is a 9.5% decrease from July of last year and a 25% decrease from the month before in June. Our inventory is 4.4% increase from July of last year, but a 1.3% decrease compared to June of 2022. And we were sitting at 10,288 listings active for sale at the end of July, and we still have not been able to crack that 11,000 mark so far. Moving on to the sales to active listings ratio. This is the number you want to pay attention to because it is very indicative of where prices are going to go. All right, this is the first time since pre-COVID that this number has dropped down below the 20% mark, which is anything over 20% is considered a seller's market. We drop down between 12 and 20%. That lands us into balanced market territory. So that means we don't have to go subject free on our offers. We can have subjects in there. We can have more negotiation. The seller can go back and forth, and it is an actual negotiation as opposed to the seller wants this and we're going to offer this. All right, so this is a very good and it's a much healthier market that every realtor definitely prefers to be in. Okay, so houses, detached single family homes. One of the biggest changes here is in June, they fell into the balanced market territory at 18%, and now they officially dropped down below 12%, officially putting them into buyer's market territory. So detached homes, you have a lot more negotiation power, and you can definitely know that you'll be able to drop the price to a greater amount on detached homes. Townhouses were sitting right at 20%. That is right on the boundary of a balanced market versus a seller's market. And condos are still in the seller's market at 24.5%. If you want a breakdown of what those different markets are and how to differentiate between them and what it means a buyer's market, balanced market, and a seller's market, make sure to check the link in the description below this video. Pricing. The average price for all residential properties in the Greater Vancouver area is $1,207,400, which is up 10.3% from July of last year. However, it is a 2.3% decrease over the month of June. So that is a big drop, equaling approximately over $28,000 drop in your price in just a single month. And in total, right now, we're down about 4.7% from the peak at the end of February and early March. So prices are definitely changing and they are coming down, and we are likely to see the trend continue very much probably until the end of the year and into Q1 of next year. Sales volume. So the number of sales for detached homes and townhomes is down 50% each since July of last year, and condos are down 36.4% from last year. All right, let's dive into what to expect in the market now. So, as I said, 43% decrease in sales from July of last year and 23% drop just from the month prior in June. Number one thing is you can expect a very slow market in August for both buyers and sellers, and we will probably potentially hit some record month numbers or hit a low of lows for the month of August potentially. All right, now, one of the things that's different though, that's happening in other areas of the country that's not as much happening here in the Greater Vancouver area, is we're not seeing price drops to the same extent as in other areas. Now, we're gonna expect this. In the suburbs, the Sunshine Coast, the Chilliwacks, the Abbotsfords, they blew up in price and got very elevated, and now they are seeing the biggest corrections. Anything that moves up very fast and very quickly is also going to come back down more aggressively than anything else that conservatively. If you look over out east, Toronto, Ontario, there are some massive changes from an average of 3 million sales price in a particular area dropping it down to below 2 million as the average price now. There's some big rocks falling is what it feels like. And if you bought at the peak, it is absolutely going to take a significantly longer time period to be able to ride that out to come out on the other side. Now, one of the biggest reasons for this price correction and to a greater level in these areas, number one, we already know low demand. Buyer demand is much lower than it has been throughout the last couple of years. The other factor that really plays in here is that these other areas are getting more listings. So when you have low buyer demand and inventories increasing, you get a larger price reduction happening. Greater Vancouver area, our buyer demand has lowered, but our inventory has virtually stayed the same or increased slightly. And so we're not experiencing the same level of price corrections as what other areas are. Now they're definitely there, but they're just not to the same extent. So we can breathe a little easier over here right now. Either way, this is the market where investors start to get ready and they start to get excited. As buyer demand comes down, that means investors, or you, can step in and not have competition on a deal. You can put an offer in and you have so much more negotiation room and power because the seller, your offer is the only offer that they have. So you're no longer competing with someone, and now you can negotiate subjects, you can negotiate clauses, you can negotiate things more in your favor and get the best deal possible. I've seen still a lot of buyers taking the wait and see approach and hoping that they're going to hit the bottom of the market. But unfortunately, we just don't know when that's going to be. And there are deals to be had and opportunities to be had right now if you are willing to get in the market and have all your ducks aligned and stay on top of what's happening and what is coming. That deal might be tomorrow, it might be a month from now, it might be 5 months from now, but you won't be able to take advantage of it if your ducks are not aligned. The Coles notes of what is coming. August is going to be much slower, a lot more people still maintaining the wait and see approach, and buyers and sellers, it's just going to be slow out there. And if you're looking to sell, it is probably better to sell sooner than later. With the Bank of Canada interest rate hike announcement on September 7th, we are looking at either a 0.75% increase or a 0.5% increase. And that is all solely going to depend primarily on inflation and where we're at. It looks like we've probably peaked already. I know that you've probably seen the gas prices at the gas stations start to drop now, which is they were a huge contributor to our inflation numbers, and seeing those drop is a very good sign. But no matter what, the Bank of Canada has said they are increasing rates, and so that is going to reduce buyers' purchasing power. And so when that happens even further, it means that those typically the lower priced property groups under 800,000, maybe under 900,000, start to get squeezed and have more people in that pool looking for that. So you're gonna have a little more competition there. Above that 900,000, above the million mark, it's gonna be less competition and you'll have a lot less people. Now, I don't anticipate there's gonna be a lot of competition because there's still so many people that are just sitting back and waiting, but just be aware of what is coming down the pipe. Every situation is completely unique, and the number one advice that I can give you if you are looking at buying or you are looking at selling is that you need a realtor and a team that understands the different product types, understands the trends that are going, and understands the strategies that you need to use. Because every product type right now is in a different market. Detached homes are in a buyer's market, townhomes in a balanced market, condos in a seller's market. And you need a different strategy and a different approach for each of those when you're buying and when you're selling. So choose your realtor, choose your team wisely. It is so important for you to be able to maximize and get the best deal possible for yourself. If you like this video, if you gained some value, please make sure to like, to subscribe, to click the bell so that you get notified of new videos coming up. And if you know anyone that would gain some value from this video, please make sure to click that share button and share this link with them.